Hey guys, it's Jackie with Intoxicating Arts. I just finished my first canvas ever. Yay! So I wanted to go ahead and share it with you. It's pretty late now, and I've pretty much been working on this for a good part of the day, and I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Right off the bat, I'd have to say the one thing that I wish I did differently, and I might be able to change, is the logo really doesn't stand out that much. It kind of just blends in with the rest of the canvas. So I should have done that like a lighter color, I think. I wanted it to be darker than the canvas actually, but then I realized that the canvas was getting so dark, and so I actually tried lightening it up by adding a shimmer to it. But I still feel like it's not getting the draw to it that it should. But I've contemplated adding some glitter or lightening it up somehow, but I'm not sure yet. I might just leave it how it is. I just need to stare at it for a while more, I guess. But basically, this canvas was a lot of spritzing. Pretty much most of it was just spraying different things. So I started off by gessoing it, and the gesso I used is just some Liquitex Basics acrylic gesso, and it's the white gesso. So I gessoed it, and then once that dried, I started spraying different things. So the background started off as like a blue color, and I'll show you on the sides so you can kind of see more of what that background color really is, and then you can see it in between there. So that is a combination of, from what I can remember, I took my Distress Re-Inker in Peacock Feathers and I put it in a mini mister, and I ended up using all of that up. And then I also used some smooch spritz. Pretty sure I used this electric blue color. And then I think I used this one as well. These look the same, but they might even be the same, I'm not sure. But I used both of those. And that was it for my original background. And then I put this chicken wire over it, which is a Dusty Attic chipboard. This is all I have left of it now. But if you're curious, it's just called Chicken Wire Panel, and it's DA0177. So I used it as a stencil, and I actually think I ended up turning the canvas after. I actually worked from the bottom up, and I used, it's hard to, I must be missing one, but I used a yellow, this is actually like an orange, so I used a yellow, an orange, and a red. I must have put the yellow away, and I worked from the bottom up doing yellow, then orange, then red, but I think I ended up turning the canvas after I did that because it looks like the red is over this way where I worked from the bottom up. And then I ended up using that chicken wire on the project after, and I just left it how it was spritzed after I did that. So it's just the color of those. And I glued it on there using E6000, which was probably overkill, but I didn't glue it in every single spot. Like you can see, it's not glued right there. So I wanted to make sure in the spots that it was glued, that it was glued really well. But that stuff stinks really bad. So I glued it on there, and then, let's see, this area right here, it's not completely dry yet, which is why it still looks a little murky. But all of that is some of this. Grab it. It's some of the golden self-leveling clear gel, and I just used a palette knife and put it in there and kind of moved it around. it takes a really long time to dry. I didn't even put like a really thick amount, you know, a really thick layer in there, but it's still drying. It's been in there for hours and hours and hours, but... And then that flower in the bottom right corner, that took a little while to make. That was using Tim Holtz Tattered Florals dye. And I did not do just a regular grunge rose. I ended up using 2 of the bigger flowers, and then I think 3. Yeah, it was 2 of the bigger ones, and then 3 of the... Oh, you know what? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Let me grab the dye and I'll tell you. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay. So, yeah, I used 2 of these bigger ones, and then this one right here, I had 2 of these. And then I think I had 3 of these, and I ended up cutting that one apart into a couple different ones and rolling them and gluing them. And I just used multiple different smooch spritz on the inside here. And then to get some of this texture that you're seeing, I actually got that texture by, I was using the cardboard, not cardboard, sorry, chipboard, sorry. I was using the chipboard to, I would dab it on my box that I was spraying in to salvage the overspray, and when I did that I would push down kind of hard, and it actually ended up putting the corrugated texture onto the chipboard. So you can kind of see a little bit of that texture in there. You could tell more before I turn it into a flower, but I think that's kind of cool. I gave it some extra texture, and it was more so on these ones that have like the yellow in it, and the purple ones I didn't do that too. I only sprayed those. And these have Mod Podge on them that's why they're shiny like that. But also I was watching one of Drew's old videos from like 2010. His handle on YouTube is Card of My Eye. And I was watching him make his grunge rose, and he said if you're using chipboard to put Mod Podge or some kind of sealer on it, because it helps keep the fibers together so that it doesn't tear. So I thought that was a really good idea because I wasn't using grunge paper, I was just using regular chipboard. And I like it because it makes it all nice and shiny like that. And in this project, shiny was okay. Sometimes I want it to be matte, but this one, shiny, was definitely okay. So I did that rose, and then I have some floral wire that I curled up back through here, and then I have some what is it called, crinkle ribbon. It's just seam binding dyed and crinkled that I made, and I just kind of threw that down there to fill out that space. And then this black that you're seeing all along here, and a little bit down here, that is a Tim Holtz stamp, but I stamped it like a million times, like so I stamped it over even itself, but it's this stamp right here, and I'll show you on the thing so that you can see what it really looks like. So that's what it looks like. And I just randomly stamped it a lot, basically. And so, when I was trying to tell you about that texture, you can kind of see it more on this one. But when you go over it with the Mod Podge, it actually kind of pulls the colors. So it kind of changed the way that texture was on it, but I still like it. So, yeah, that's basically my canvas. Oh, this is the logo I made. If you didn't watch my last video, I finally made a logo for my company. And that is on grunge paper, and then I just misted it with a couple different things. These are almost all the smooch spritz I used. I used all of these plus the yellow one that I forgot to pull. And on top of using all these, I used that one that I told you I made with the peacock feathers. I also used this purple Twilight color wash, and then I also used Diane Reevely's Delusions in black. I think she just calls it black. And then I also used a spray that I had made. It's in a pink bottle, but it's actually a silver spray. So I used lots and lots of sprays on this. And then the black ink is just the Ranger Archival black ink. And yeah, so I just want to give you another shot of like sides here. I'm pretty happy with how my first canvas came out. And I'll probably have this in the background of my videos now, because I love it when people have their, you know, like their little YouTube name or company name on a plaque and in the background. I just think it's really cool. And so that's basically it. Oh, and I also wanted to show you what I'm doing on my packages now, since I have my new logo printed out as a stencil. Because in my last video I showed you me trying to stencil it for the first time. It didn't come out so well. This was one of them, and then I did this right after I got off the camera and it came out better. So I can get it to come out decent when I'm spraying it. But I want to show you really quick. This is one of the packages I'm going to have going out. And that's when you put it down on there and you just run it with a sponge with ink over it. And I think that looks really cool. I just did the purple and black because that's my company colors. And then here's a box. If I can get it in frame. I might just have to grab the camera here and show you. So that's a box that I did. So I'm going to start doing that on my packages. And those graphic 45 papers are going quick. I just got another order for that 3-pack. So hurry up and get them before I run out. But if I run out, of course, I'll order more. But I hope you like my canvas. I am pretty happy with how it came out. And if you have any questions on how I did anything, you know I'm always happy to do a tutorial. And I hope you guys have a great night. Bye!